Hi, I'm Mike, second year in contemporary art practice. I've been studying at Edinburgh Telford College for going on 4 years now. Started on level two, which then took me a foundation, and now I'm on the HND. Laura, you're struggling?
I'm Mike's classmate. I'm also studying contemporary art practice in the second year at Granton campus. Telford College is antiquated curriculum. And yeah, I did foundation actually with Mike as well. So I've been here for 3 years, 2 years and a bit.
Backstory for myself, and I came back to study after COVID, and I know most people had quite a negative experience during those few years, but for myself, it was really an awakening for me to come back and do something that I could actually be somewhat proud of. Um, Started thinking more in the case of like, I don't just have to enjoy looking at art, I can actually create at the same time. Um, why did you come back after such a
I've actually done the UL level three course 8 years ago. And then I went through stuff and I took many gap years in my life essentially. And then I was traveling, then COVID hit, I came back home and went left my mom in her sofa bed for about a year or so. And then I worked in heritage actually. I did a one apprenticeship. So I worked at the uni at Edinburgh University in their heritage collections, which was a life-changing experience. Um, and I didn't think I'd go back into art actually. Like I always wanted to do art, but I didn't think I'd go back because I think confidence, various things. But anyway, that experience in university meant that I had gained this confidence and I was also on fixed term contracts. So I was like, okay, what do I actually want to do long term for my life? Um, so then I actually applied for ECA, but because I'd been out of education for a number of years, which I didn't know at the time actually,
yeah, consent?
well, they immediately rejected my application, which is but it was fine because I knew this place existed. I'd been here before. So yeah, Clifton Foundation, it's really straightforward. I got in. And I was so happy that happened actually because I love this. Well, I've loved my experience with the English. Don't know if you feel.
Clark Exals, yeah. I think we've had this conversation before about
Yeah.
you could stay here
Yeah.
for the next 3 years and do a bachelor's, then go. We definitely do.
Yeah, I guess like talking to shout out Alan Holligan. Alan Holligan is our lecturer. And yeah, I guess speaking to him, I do understand why there isn't a BA course here.
Yeah.
And I think it is important for us to
Well, then we go.
we'll go out into the greater world. But I think that speaks volumes to how cherished the course is, and how much of a community we've
Well,
built around it. I think
suppose that could be a really open segue and talking about Hubcap and how the course offers all these extracurricular activities that give us a really grounding kind of knowledge in what it's like to create your own opportunities once you finish.
yeah.
And this CapCast will hopefully be another thing that future students after we go at the uni can continue to do. And
I think it's important to acknowledge as well why it's important to do these extracurricular things. Because I don't know if my limited experience in the art world and from what I can gauge is that you really need to, it's not enough to just study art. You
No.
really need to, and it's not like, studying to be, I don't know, I don't want to make comparison, betray regret, but it's not enough to just study art, do 4 years of art school. Like you really need to take every opportunity. Yeah.
this is what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
can learn these skills that well, are given us on CAP to create our own opportunities once we're finished.
Yeah.
And once you've got a ground in knowledge and even just basic entry points, we've got a greater foot up on most that are just purposely doing their basic work. And the experience being on Hubcap is just being fantastic.
Yeah.
And there's been talks about doing this podcast for quite some years from that like I don't think it's ever really came to fruition. Me personally, I really want to have that platform for not only us in the class, but other students in the college, and hopefully expand that even outwards for the greater area of the community. Me personally, I don't want this to be overly scripted. I want this to be natural conversations like we're just now. I feel that when you over scripturalize stuff, it loses that authenticity. And I think that it's this working out because I think it should be as a thing.
Yeah.
As always. Yeah. And obviously, last night we had the opening of 2D5 of the Gatehouse, which was pretty good.
So 2D5 is an annual exhibition of CAP students' work. So 2D work, that's why. And it's the 5th iteration of this annual exhibition. So yeah, it's brilliant. I like 2D5 a lot. I think it's really important. And the purpose for me, one of the purposes of doing 2G5 is that the wider college community can see like the work that we're producing, and hopefully some PUL students who feel for whatever reason they don't want to go to art school straight after foundation or level 3, that this course is an option, actually a really good option. Like, I think what the course has to offer, like what we are saying about his extracurricular activities, it's really unique in that sense. So yeah,
Our next event is going to be a fundraiser next month. So be sure to save the day for the 12th. This might be what it's like for the recent stuff. You help us, and we can help you, hopefully. On the horizon, we've got some other things running in the works as well, but that'll come down at a later date.
Yeah, I think we should, we're doing all these things, and what was in that? Like, do you think it's starting board?
Technical difficulties. No, it's not a gun.
That's odd.
Yeah. Must be a science.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll wait for you for
We'll edit this out.
Yeah, I think it's important to say as well that it's hard work doing all these things. I mean, I think as well, I don't know if you want to disclose, but like you're a father of 3. We have another parent in the class who's got obviously care and responsibilities and a lot of work as well. And these extracurricular things are really difficult to sort of slot into your life, but
I still go back to the something sports doing. What's doing right. Now that's nothing easy. It is that's nothing easy that's worthwhile. So that struggle that you go through with these things about the bars and stuff, it makes it even more worthwhile at the end once it's finally finished. Right? They're saying juggling my time with 3 kids and working and stuff. But that sense of achievement of being able to organize around and stuff by the end, once for that soul.
Having said that, you're one of the most hardworking people, I think, in the class. And I think that's really, because of what we were talking about earlier about having been out of education for so long, having worked,
life experience.
And having had that life experience, you just realize how important, valuable it is. Like, to just take every single, opportunity that comes. Yeah. So I think, and work hard as well, like work ethic. I think something that I think is important about Hubcap, potentially also this catcast,
Well,
is
this,
that like
yeah,
it's the work ethic that you need to employ to keep things going, to keep things alive. I think, also working in a group of people, you need to be able to spur each other on. And that's like it's complicated
but
for
that's
for, but you need to be able to I always think about this, like learn from people's strengths and support them in their
yeah,
weaknesses.
it's just skills.
Mhm.
As Alan's explained, it's like there are moments where more can get more, but then it balances go on. But I think as well, it comes down to that. As many of these extracurricular things it's all about passing that baton down and that knowledge to your next group. And it's like, for instance, I don't want this to be something where once I leave college, I can't contribute. I think this is a case of, in order to grow these networks bigger, like I could go off to whatever university, anywhere, and I can still Teams chat and still be a part of that, and then let it grow.
Yeah. I mean, I think an element of that is you'll probably have a lot going on though in art school.
Oh, that's what
But no, but
I know what I mean.
I think being available for the
Yeah.
people, for the future CAP students will be hopefully carrying this baton
Mm.
is very important. But I think, but yeah, again, I think it speaks volumes to the course that we're interested in the legacy. We're interested in the legacy of these extracurricular activities that we do, because we genuinely think it's brilliant and life changing.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, like I think I don't know if we want to talk a bit about like the diversity in the class, like how like we all have obviously very different life experiences, very different backgrounds, but there's a level of understanding that I think we all feel with one another,
Oh yeah, no.
like in an empathy,
Mm.
because I guess we all. I feel like we've all been an outsider at some point,
No,
and I think that's something
yeah.
we're feeling a bit of trepidation going into art school because we feel part of.
Again, I think that comes to like that working class nature of going to the college and most likely
Yeah.
like trades colleges. But then obviously going off to university, especially in current climate where the universities here in Scotland and the UK that seem quite not interested in obviously students that have high paying fees. So because because obviously the majority of the students are coming from kind of middle upper class backgrounds. Whatever place, because like we said, how I explained, it's like being out of education myself for 16 years to come back and working these dead end jobs. But as dead end as they were, I was around my own people.
Yeah.
I had my tribe where I worked, and then going off to university, being surrounded by, as they call them now, yayas. Um,
Disclaimer: we applying to university, so yeah, no, I think I do know what you mean. I think though that's like
that's
something we have to go through as well, and because I don't think the art world is populated by majority working class people. So we do need to just get used to that. But I do think it's so nice to have experience through this course, through college as well. Like I can't stress enough how important further education is, and I feel like it's not given the value it deserves.
It's funny that you go on to fund it and stuff. It's like now it's trickling up you. You started here. It's like, wow.
I think universities have more publicity though when it comes to funding crises. Whereas the further education institutions don't necessarily. I mean, I know that Edinburgh College is going through its own funding issues, and I feel it. I feel like you feel it. We all feel it. But yeah, I think Yeah, I just think it's been a great experience. But I also don't want to like to pick a course. It's just been for a certain kind of
Yeah.
person, like I think we have people from all walks of life, but I just think it is nice to be with people. I think if you're interested in art or you're an artistic person, more often than not, you'll have been an outsider. You'll felt like an outsider at some point. So coming, I think it's such a relief from you come from school and those experiences enterprise,
Yeah.
you know, like you said, fully make a try.
Yeah. So I think that's us.
Mm-hmm.
Brief intros, um, future plans, hoping to drop at least one a month, possibly more. As I say, it's myself and Lauren just now, but there's no kind of set in stone who can do an episode or who can do what I want.
As we're keen, I think, listen, I know you're leading this, but like, I think you're keen to talk to local art.
Everybody and anybody. This is
Susie would be great.
what's super good. So we've never reached out soon.
Who is
Previous capper, previous art in residence. She had the exhibition Hubcap last year as well. All round belter.
but also jazz singer.
A lot.
She's incredible. Again, she would be great to talk to because like the experience that she had is really interesting, I think. And what of course stand for her is really important.
But yeah, that's overall.
Will you be having the lectures on?
I was thinking that, but that's what I mean. I want it to be a bit of everything, so long as it's natural. So a bit of stories. Maybe we can be talking about what exhibitions we want to stuff.
Okay.
What we think exactly, not taking what reviewers are saying and stuff.
Well, I don't even
Like a year
interviews.
sometimes. After I've been and after I've come to my conclusion, then I contrast it with like the skinnier law, like how totally the distant viewers how they received it.
Yeah. It's so validating though when you see a review that reflects your own like experience of an exhibition. It's like
I'm in the know.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah. So there is email contacts on the bios and stuff. So if you want to come in and have a conversation and a chat, feel free to send us an email. Obviously, we'll be posting this on YouTube and Spotify. So make sure to follow, like, hit those buttons and share it.
Like, subscribe.
That, like as my daughter would say, comment down the door. So yeah, thank you very much. Until next episode. Easy.
That was fine.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, I think you should totally get the lectures involved.
Well, that's everything. That's what I mean. It's not like Hubcap where there's a